In this video, we are going to look at John Keller's ARCS model of motivation. It's important when designing instruction to motivate the learner and ensure they maintain their motivation throughout the lesson. This model is important for e-learning since it is more challenging to motivate learners online than it is in a face-to-face course. So let's jump in. The ARCS model is a classroom-oriented model originally developed based on John Keller's experiences teaching in K through 12. It first appeared in a 1979 publication entitled Motivation and Instructional Design, a Theoretical Perspective. He continued to explore the concept of motivational design. ARCS is grounded in expectancy value theory. Expectancy value theory assumes that people are motivated to engage in an activity if it is perceived to be linked to the satisfaction of personal needs, which is the value aspect, and if there is a positive expectancy for success, which is the expectancy aspect. The ARCS model centers on four key components in the learning process that can encourage and sustain learners' motivation. This model provides ways to increase motivation by engaging learners and sustaining that engagement throughout the course. The four motivational strategies that comprise the ARCS model are attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. The first component of ARCS is attention. Instructors need to gain the learner's attention and sustain this attention throughout the process in order for meaningful learning to occur. Ways to capture and hold learners' attention include the strategies below, which are perceptual arousal, inquiry arousal, and variability. And then there are some sub-strategies under each of those. So for perceptual arousal, you need to use surprise or uncertainty to gain interest. And some ways of doing this include use of humor, but use that sparingly. You can use light-hearted humor or stories to grab the attention of the audience. Another sub-strategy is to use real-world examples. Learners' motivation increases when they believe what they are learning will have a practical application in their real lives. Another sub-strategy is conflict. Sometimes, statements or facts that may be contrary to what the learner knows or believes to be true may encourage learners to want to learn more about the topic. Another strategy is inquiry arousal. Ask questions and challenging problems to stimulate the learner's curiosity. You can do that through active participation, such as games, role plays, or other types of hands-on practice. Another strategy is variability. Use a variety of materials in a variety of formats. Present materials in different ways and in different modalities of learning, such as games, text, videos, to make the e-learning more interesting. The second component of ARCS is relevance. Learners must view experiences as meaningful and relevant in order to retain information. Ways to ensure that learners find relevance include using the strategy goal orientation. Their perceived present worth. Adults usually attend e-learning courses when they need it. They get more motivated if they see a direct connection of how the course will equip them with new skills. That is one of the sub-strategies that my example of instruction later on is going to be using, is that I'm assuming that the adults are going to attend this e-learning course I'm presenting because they want to. Another sub-strategy is perceived future usefulness. If learners believe the course will help them later in their real lives, this can motivate them. A second strategy under relevance is motive matching. When you have choice, adults, they already know what they want to learn and how, and if they're given this choice, this increases their motivation. Adults have preferences on learning methods or media and can find that some are more effective for them than others. And the third strategy under relevance is familiarity. Link to previous experience. Allow learners to establish connections of the new information presented and what they already know from previous experience. That's a very successful motivational strategy. It gives learners a sense of continuity that keeps them motivated. It makes them realize they're expanding their knowledge base. Another sub strategy under familiarity is modeling. Offer presentations by others who have successfully applied the knowledge or skill presented. This motivates learners to see the course as useful and helps them towards their personal success story. The third component is confidence. There is a direct correlation between confidence level and success expectation. Instructional designers should build confidence in learners by helping them believe they can succeed. If learners don't feel that they are able to accomplish their goals, their motivation will be reduced. Some strategies to raise confidence include the strategy of learning requirements. Take the objectives and prerequisites so students know what to expect because the learning goals and objectives are and the criteria are clearly explained in advance. Learners will know how they will be evaluated at the end. A second strategy is success opportunities. Facilitate their self growth. Learners are encouraged to take small steps. They're given opportunities to be successful when provided multiple and varied experiences and provide feedback. Learners are given constructive feedback, which encourages them to confidently proceed to the next activity. The third strategy under confidence is personal control. Give learners control. Allow them to choose the learning methods they find work best for them. They feel independent and in control of their own success. Learners have internal factors affecting their success, not exclusively external factors. They're going to be more committed to the course as they engage in their own learning. The final component of ARCS is satisfaction. Learners will be more motivated to learn if they're satisfied with their achievements throughout the learning process. Some ways to help learners gain satisfaction include the strategy of intrinsic reinforcement. Learners should be encouraged to apply their newly acquired skills and knowledge in real world settings. They will gain satisfaction when they're able to apply their new skills and earn feedback that is meaningful to them. A second strategy is extrinsic rewards. Recognize the learner's efforts to give them a sense of achievement, provide them with a positive feedback, rewards, and reinforcement. And the third strategy under satisfaction is equity. There should be clear standards and criteria that are consistently enforced. You need to use rubrics. All of this needs to be equitable so that all of the standards, criteria, everything is the same for every student or learner. Because in my example, the learner is going to be an adult. Here's a graphic I found online that shows the ARCS model in action. It's got some movement there around student motivation. Some of these areas, you do need to follow them: attention, relevance, confidence, so they can achieve satisfaction in their learning. But you can jump in and out. Oops, sorry. You can jump in and out. If they need to get their attention in another area, you can go back and do some things that will grab their attention. So here's my example of instruction using ARCS with adults. I will utilize the ARCS model in demonstrating instructional lesson frames for teachers to use in their own classrooms to help engage their students. So my objective is teachers will learn how to improve the quality of education and enhance the learning process by engaging students in their own learning. This is the same lesson I used for Module 3 Theory Analysis, where I focused on learning theories of andragogy. Adult learning theory and the ARCS model are complementary frameworks that can help one design instruction that meets the needs and expectations of adult learners. Each year, our school district holds something called a learning summit, where other educators within the district present materials, resources, and other information to staff who sign up for a particular topic. I have considered presenting using technology in the classroom with a workshop on something called Edu Protocols. Edu protocols are instructional lesson frames designed to engage students in learning. And here is how I could implement ARCS while presenting this information to adult learners. First, I would begin by gaining the learner's attention. One of the Edu protocols I would begin with for this workshop is the random emoji power paragraph. On the Edu Protocol website, the directions state, laugh your way to writing with engaging emojis. Immediately, students are drawn in with funny emojis displayed and the silly nature of the activity. And the students love writing a paragraph with the random emoji generator. I believe that teachers would also find this funny and entertaining and interesting as well. And it would be an example of using the strategy inquiry arousal by encouraging active participation through hands on practice. The second part is relevance. I would make the instruction relevant by using concrete examples that learners can relate to. Use techniques such as modeling and needs matching. In my workshop, I would begin, of course, by capturing their attention with the random emoji power paragraph, and then I would share real examples students have created in my classroom. To show relevance to participants, I would use the sub strategies and strategies of familiarity and modeling. By sharing examples from others who have successfully applied the knowledge or skill presented, this motivates learners to see the course as useful and helps them towards their personal success story. The goal of this Edu Protocol framework is for students to create a single paragraph while staying on topic. So these 5 emojis and sentences all have to flow and go together to complete the idea. Once an idea changes, it's time for a new paragraph. Since this is a quick activity, students are only writing 1 paragraph. All students, regardless of their grade level, can use skills in creating a paragraph that stays on topic. This skill is relevant to teachers as it gives them a fun way to explore writing a paragraph and staying on topic with their students. The third is building up learners' confidence. Help them feel that they can meet the learning objectives and motivate them to envision a successful outcome. With the Socrative website, you set up a quiz which literally takes seconds to do. The learners enjoy writing their sentences with their emoji prompts, completing their paragraphs, then have fun reading each other's on screen. Every paragraph is different and can be silly, funny, or serious. There is no right or wrong way to create the paragraph, therefore, building their confidence. The only criteria is that the sentences must all make sense together as one cohesive paragraph. And I feel that teachers would enjoy creating their sentences and reading each other's paragraphs as well. They would gain confidence through the strategies and sub strategies, success opportunities, and personal control because they're encouraged to take small steps. They are given opportunities to be successful, and they would also feel independent and in control in of their own success. Teachers would then feel more confident using this new skill in their own classrooms once they understand how easy it is to apply. And finally, satisfaction. To help gain the learners gain satisfaction by helping them find the learning experience rewarding. They're applying their newly acquired skills and knowledge in real world settings, actively participating in this activity. Immediate positive feedback is given, which aids in their sense of achievement. They would have intrinsic reinforcement by immediately applying their newly acquired skills. They also would earn meaningful feedback to encourage them. The lesson would be equitable as clear standards are shared with learners and applied throughout. And on my final page, here's a list of references that I used. Thank you so much.